welcome inside the GCU Softball Stadium for Game 1 of the day for the Lopes. I'm Cheyenne Rose alongside Dominic Hinton, where the Lopes have the second crack at the Grizz. The Lopes came out swinging the hot bat after their win against Weber State and scored 2 runs right off the top, but ended up falling short after a pinch hit grand slam by the Grizz, where the Lopes came up short 4-9, but look to bring back the momentum in this matchup. And Dominic, why don't we take a look at the Sanderson Ford 3 keys of the game and how they intend to do that?
Absolutely. So let's take a look. Here are your 3 keys to this game, brought to you, as always, by Sanderson Ford. Number 1 for the Lopes, it's going to be identity. After the win versus Weber State yesterday, senior catcher Kaylee Dietrich said the team is still trying to figure out what their identity is going to be. But against Weber, we started to see the Lopes find that. They found themselves focused on seeing the ball, staying through it. Everyone saw the ball great, and once they started to score runs, they didn't let up off the gas, Cheyenne. So as a team, they're starting to find their identity here early on in the season. Number 2, let's start strong and finish strong. After beating Women's State, the women fell to the Grizzlies of Montana. After going up early 2-0, they got caught flat-footed in the bottom of the 5th inning. And Montana attached one more run at the bottom of the 6th, and they went up 9-4, and obviously the rest was history. The Lopes also left 14 on base, so if we're going to start strong, let's finish these games strong. And number 3, do we smell a formula for success cooking up? GCU assistant coach Chelsea Browerman said, we proved that working together is a formula for our success. And I agree with Browerman. They had multiple hitters play their role, getting base runners and putting them in scoring positions. They have a lot of solid contact throughout the game, and that's what they're asking for their lineup offensively. So a formula for success, the entire team working together.
Absolutely, and we've seen the team working together with their heads-up base running, them taking the nods off of each other, noticing what their other teammates are doing on the bases and being able to get that momentum going. We've seen them get a few unearned runs here, and we look to see them do that again. Something else that the Lopes have to do in order to keep that momentum is, as you mentioned, we had 14 runners left on base last night against the Grizz, and being able to capitalize on those advantages and being able to use those free bases to get the girls across the plate.
Yeah, absolutely. Obviously, we're early on in the season, Cheyenne, and some of the pieces are still falling together, but I think the Weber State game yesterday gave us a big glimpse of when this team is firing on all cylinders and they're scoring runs, there's really nothing they can't do.
Definitely, as we saw in that Weber State game, that 8-2 win for the Lopes, just a great use of using that bat, taking it one step at a time, being able to really use their momentum, get those runs across, and as you mentioned, not giving up on the gas, letting that come through and just using that power consistently and not letting up on the pitcher.
Absolutely, and I'm continuing to be impressed, Cheyenne, by the way that this offense has continued to make adjustments to their swing, to the different pitchers that they've seen over the last 3 days. Very impressive the way Coach Pearson has the staff playing, and their high IQ level, seeing the ball really well. Mentioned in the 3 keys, they got some really good looks. They continue to take these good looks. Things are going to fall their way.
Definitely, and it's great to see the Lopes being able to get ahead in the count of the pitchers, being able to work that pitch count, as we saw in that first game against Utah, them struggling against the Utah starting ace and not being able to get ahead of the count. But with the game against Weber and even against the Grizz, they were able to do that, get ahead of the count, and as you mentioned, those 14 base runners left on. So they did their job, just not able to cross the plate. And as we get this game going, the Lopes are the designated visiting team, so we will lead off with Gianna Nicoletti for the Lopes. That first ball is high up in the zone, so quickly moving to a 1-0 count for Nicoletti. Mentioned Nicoletti having that speed, reason why she is in that one hole, being able to beat the throw to first base. We saw that a couple of times throughout the games yesterday.
Well, Nicoletti has all the signs of a 5-tool player, that's for sure. She can run in the outfield, she can hit, she has the speed, she's got great IQ out there on the diamond.
Taking that one up high again, so now her count moves to 2 balls and 1 strike.
Nicoletti scored the last run against that win against Weber State yesterday. A single.
the junior from Fullerton, California. And taking that one, just painting the corner there, not getting the call that Achenbach wants, but now a 3-1 count here for Nicoletti. So we mentioned the Lopes hitters being very good at choosing which ball they take. And that one will be ball 4. So the Lopes get the leadoff walk. So now we have Jaden Reid coming up to bat, looking to do some damage for the Lopes. Try and get those plays in early. As we mentioned, those 2 runs that they had in the top of the first yesterday in last night's game. And Nicoletti is off, and she will be safe. As we mentioned, that speed, getting that first pitch, going for that go-ahead, stealing that base.
And already we're seeing the speed from Nicoletti, obviously a strong force at the top of the lineup with that speed.
Absolutely, and that pitch was in for ball 1, so Reid quickly ahead of the count. And we'll foul that one back into the netting. Always glad that netting is there so it doesn't fly back and hit us.
Huge advantage here for GCU. No outs and a runner in scoring position already early on. Gianna Nicoletti nabbing her 2nd stolen base of the season. Already leading that category for the Lopes.
Swing on a miss there by Reid, so her count goes to 1 ball and 2 strikes. That one hit, and we'll get past the glove of third baseman and will not have the play as Reid will be saved as first. And that ball gets away, and Nicoletti will run home and score. And so the Lopes, again, starting early with that go-ahead base running and getting one across here in the top of the first. And Reid will advance to second on that wild throw.
Oh, absolutely, and that just shows how important that stolen base by Nicoletti was, putting her in scoring position, allowing her to turn those jets on and be able to score all the way from second base off that air. Montana just unfortunately could not come down with it, got her glove in front of it, but just kind of, a little bit too rushed, it seemed like, threw that one away, and GCU's in another position here to capitalize.
Lily squares off to bunt there. Let's take another look at that. Just a nice hit getting past the outstretched glove of Becker, and then McGrath not being able to make the throw to Sellers and it getting past her and allowing that score by Nicoletti and Reid to advance to second. That one swung on miss by Bishop.
Good heads-up base running by Nicoletti on that one. She slid into third, popped up, immediately checked to see where that ball was, and without hesitation took home.
Now we kind of have a similar story as we had against the Grizz last night. Lopes starting hot early, getting that first base run across. Lopes still have no outs here as that ball is far outside the zone. So it now 1-2 count here for Bishop.
Well, the Lopes have no problem getting ahead early. They've got good offensive attack. It's going to be up to them to stay in this game and stay consistent with every single at-bat that they take.
And that one's popped up into the netting behind home plate. So Bishop's count will stay at 1-2. And that one far outside. So even up her count at 2-2. Reid just standing there on second. Not looking like she's going to steal, waiting for that bat to connect with that ball from Bishop and try and get her to third and possibly home. I want a big swing and connect, but it will be pulled foul down the third base side, going over into the bullpen area.
Well, Lily Bishop, the senior out of Riverside, California, made 27 appearances and 26 starts in the infield as a junior for GCU back in 2020. Had 5 multi-hit games.
That one hit going straight to third baseman, and Lily will not beat the throw. So the Lopes now have 1 out, but Reid did advance to third, so able to move the runner along.
Yeah, and overall, Lily Bishop getting the job done, advancing that runner over to third base. Only 1 out here. GCU chance to break this wide open. Go up 2-0 here.
And that'll bring Kristen Fieffield to the plate. That one high, just a little outside the corner there. So it'll be ball 1. So we mentioned something important for the Lopes is being able to get ahead in the count, being able to work their pitch count as well, and kind of tired out Achenbach. We saw her last night against the Lopes. That ball once again high up in above the zone. So quickly 2-0 count here for Fieffield. That'll be called strike 1. So 2-1 count here for Fieffield. Reid standing on third. And that'll be called strike 2, just being able to paint that corner there for Achenbach. So Fiefield's count now 2-2.
Yeah.
Lopes still only having 1 out.
Good pitch there for Achenbach. I love how she painted the corner on that one. Well-deserved strike.
That one high, but swung on by Fieffield, so she will go down. And now 2 outs for the Lopes, which will bring in number 5, Kaylee Dietrich.
The catcher, number 5, Kaylee Dietrich.
So we take another look at that. Just high, missing it just a little bit there for Fieffield. Dietrich getting a piece of that and fouling it off, so 0-1 count.
Dietrich went 0 for 4 yesterday with a walk.
Yeah, Dietrich trying to get some momentum going for her team here. Trying not to leave another runner on early in this one.
Dietrich, another senior on this GCU Lopes softball team. The native out of Gilbert, Arizona. Last season as a junior, had 8 hits, 5 RBIs, and 1 run.
That one far outside. Jaden having to stretch over her right side of her body to make sure that that one doesn't go behind, allowing Reid to come in. So that'll be 2 balls and 1 strike here for Dietrich. That one swung on hard, but will go foul down the third base side.
Big pitch here as we got a 2-2-2 situation. The runner on third base.
And swung on it and missed by Dietrich. Got her trying to chase that one. So now the Lopes were able to come across the plate. So the Lopes have the score of 1-0 here as we have the Grizz coming up to bat in the bottom of the first. And when you'll get more softball right here on GCU TV.
Grand Canyon University, a Christian university, is one of the largest and fastest growing universities in the country. GCU offers 270 dynamic academic programs with modern apartment-style living, classrooms, labs, restaurants, and more. Located in beautiful Phoenix, Arizona, GCU's vibrant community and expansive campus is ranked top 20 for best college campuses in America. My university integrates the free market system with a welcoming Christian worldview perspective into its academic programs and throughout campus life, so you can put your faith into action and help transform communities. GCU campus students received over $157 million in scholarships in 2020, and many students attend GCU for less than the cost of a state university. Visit gcu.edu/myoffer to see the scholarships you qualify for. Admissible high school seniors can schedule a free visit from anywhere in the country. Find your purpose at Grand Canyon University. Visit gcu.edu/myoffer.
Welcome back inside the GCU Softball Stadium for the bottom half of the first, the Lopes have Ryan Denhart starting in the circle for the Lopes. And we're going to take another look at that last pitch to Dietrich. Just missed it, trying to reach for it a little bit, trying to bring Reid home on that as she was left standing on third.
Yeah, that one just a little bit outside of Dietrich's zone. Got caught chasing on that one.
So Becker will be in the number 1 spot here for the Grizz, and we'll try and get some momentum going for her team. Big swing on and miss there, so that first pitch in from Denhart will be strike number 1.
Well, we see the Lopes see Becker once again batting in that number 1 spot yesterday as well, the DH position. Going 1 for 4 with a strikeout.
And that'll be in for strike number 2. So quickly Denhart ahead in the count here. Something we mentioned important for the Lopes for when we have that pitcher in the circle, being able to get ahead quickly against the hitter.
Oh, absolutely, and that's Denhart's specialty. She has a great pace of play.
That one high.
Is able to get things rolling quickly and has really good momentum for her team. Denhart, the senior out of Los Alamitos, California. Fun fact, she's a biomedical engineer major.
Goodness gracious.
So on top of pitching for a Division I school, she's also figuring out how to repair limbs and all that good stuff.
That one popped high up. Easy catch there for Pearson to make. And just like that, the Lopes have out number 1 against the Grizz. And that one's going to hit the back wall, being able to throw there, and the runner getting safely to first. So just like that, the Grizz have their first hit of the day. So we mentioned that wind, a big factor in yesterday's game. Still a very big factor here. It is currently very windy out in the heart of Phoenix, Arizona here on the GCU campus as we take another look at that one. That one just hitting up against the back wall, just out of Fieffield's reach.
Yeah, Fieffield, though, good job of playing that ball off the wall, hitting her relay man.
And that first ball into McGrath is strike number 1. So again, Denhart doing a good job getting that first pitch strike. The junior out of Salem, Oregon.
McGrath, kind of an issue for the Lopes yesterday, going 2 for 3.
That one's going to be swung on and carried high and off the net. So that will count as a home run for McGrath. So just like that, the Grizz are up 2-1 with only 1 out here.
Well, not much you could do about that for the Lopes. That was a well-placed ball, but McGrath just took that thing for a ride, kept her shoulders in on that one, and just drilled it right over. A little bit of a left center situation.
And we'll take another look at that. Yeah, just a well-hit ball there by McGrath.
Yeah, she got all of that one.
First pitch into Curtis is strike number 1.
So already we got ourselves an interesting game, Cheyenne, as the Lopes in the top of the inning, able to nab a run and go up early, but the Grizz right back in this.
And that one just missing outside, so evening up the count at 1-1. That one outside, so 2-1 count here for Curtis.
Denhart last season threw a team-high 63.1 innings, collected a whopping 40 strikeouts. Talk about an ace in the hole. She's definitely a force to be reckoned with on the mound.
That one big swing on and miss, so evening up the count at 2-2 here for Curtis.
Denhart, also one of 2 Lopes placed on the preseason all-WAC team, along with Kaylee Dietrich.
Yeah, the 2 all-season WAC pitching and catching to each other there, as that one will be ball 3. So a full count here for Curtis.
And for Denhart, just another trophy to add to the collection of her impressive career. She was the 2019 preseason pitcher of the year.
That one swing on and miss. So out number 2 here for the Lopes. Something they needed just to settle themselves down a little bit after that a home run there from McGrath. Being able to just get themselves one step closer to getting that one run back and bringing themselves to tie it, if not take the lead in the top of the second.
Absolutely. It's up to the Lopes to keep their heads high here. They're still in this game. Limit the damage, go back, and get some runs on the board.
And that first pitch to Jaden is outside. So 1-0 count there for Jaden. And that one will make contact, popped up fly, and will land fair. Pearson thought it was going to go foul, so didn't catch it.
Yeah.
So that'll let Jaden be aboard with 2 outs.
Yeah, that one just got away from her a little bit. I think she thought that one was going to go foul, and I'm not sure if she lost that one in the sun. We take a look at that one more time. We see it go up.
A high pop ball. You can see.
Yeah, it could have been the sun a little bit to play a factor there, but nonetheless, it's going to bring a runner aboard with 2 outs.
That one will be hit and get past Pearson, and that will allow Noss to get to first. Just swing on that first pitch there from Denhart. So now the Grizz have runners on first and second here with 2 outs in the bottom of the first. Grizz looks to add on to the damage that they've already started to do, and the Lopes here just trying to cut it off early.
The right fielder, number 19, Anna Toon.
Tune up now for the Grizz. The 7-hole hitter. So we've had 7 people come across here for the Grizz so far in inning number 1. And that first one will be in for strike number 1.
Yeah, that's something you never want to see, obviously, in the first inning. 7 batters coming up to face your starting pitcher, but nonetheless, Ryan Denhart staying cool, calm, and collected out there, as always.
And that will make contact. Will miss Denhart's glove and will be able to get through. The runners will stop, but now the bases are loaded for the Grizz, and as we saw last night with that pinch hit, when there was bases loaded for the Grizz, they ended up getting that grand slam, which ended up being the difference maker in last night's game.
Yeah, this is going to be a huge play here coming up, or a huge at-bat, I should say, coming up.
And we'll take a look at that again. Just going off the top of Denhart's glove, not being able to field that catch and get the easy play there at first. First pitch into Phelps, just a little outside, so that'll be ball 1. Nowhere to put her. So Denhart looking to get herself out of some trouble here. Again, Lopes have 2 outs against the Grizz. And that's in there for strike number 1, so evening up the count there to 1-1.
Julie Phelps played center field yesterday for the Grizz against the Lopes. Went 0 for 3, left 2 players on. If you're a Lopes fan, you're hoping she leaves 3 more on here.
And that one a little low, so that'll be ball 2. So it's a 2-1 count here for Phelps.
And a good miss there by Denhart. I like that location of that pitch. If you're going to miss one, that was a good one.
Mm-hmm. And that one swung on, but will be able to be fielded by Pearson to get out number 3. So the Lopes work themselves in and out of trouble there. The Grizz did get 2 runs across, so a 1-2 score here with the Grizz on top, but we'll come back with the top of the second right here on GCU TV.
When I think back on graduation day, it's such a special moment. Walking across the stage, hearing your name called. I think I would really regret not walking. I think being able to finish out a long college experience with an awesome moment like graduation is really special.
If I hadn't decided to walk that day, I think I'd regret not having that sense of closure and accomplishment for that huge chapter in my life.
My name's Noah and I graduated in 2015.
My name is Lauren and I graduated in 2016.
Herff Jones, by your side. We can stand together by standing far apart.
Stay 6 feet apart from other people.
Wear your mask when you go out.
Wash your hands often.
If you feel sick, stay home.
Be respectful of others.
The choices you make are critical.
By protecting yourself, it helps protect all of us.
Your actions can save lives.
What we do now will shape our future.
Stay safe.
Welcome back into the GCU Softball Stadium for the top half of the second inning. The Lopes looking to get that one run back to tie this game up or even potentially take the lead in this top half of the inning. As we mentioned at the top half of the broadcast, the Lopes are the designated visiting team, so they are up at first. The Lopes have Taloa, Torville, and Aguilar up here in the top half of the second.
Leading off for your Lopes, the third baseman, number 51, Daisy Taloa.
Daisy Taloa coming in here for the Lopes, having some good hits yesterday.
Yeah, Taloa yesterday against the Grizz. Unfortunately going 0 for 3, playing in that third baseman position. But she did get a walk and a stolen base. She was hit by a pitch once, so she's definitely finding ways to get aboard, contribute to her team, and that's what you got to do.
So in that first pitch in there to Taloa was ball number 1. That one's going to be popped high and foul back into the stands. A little dangerous there, almost hitting some people, but that will even up her count at 1-1. And Taloa, the freshman from Rose Park, Utah, was a 4-year varsity starter and helped her team to 2 regional championships and state championship in 2017 and 2019. That pitch in for ball number 2, so a 2-1 count here for Taloa. That one will be outside. So quickly a 3-1 count here for Daisy Taloa.
And Taloa, a really good, strong hitter in her high school career. 24 home runs, a 480 batting average throughout her 4 years.
And that one just slightly tipped off the end of her bat. So a full count here now. As we mentioned, important for the Lopes being able to work that pitch count, being able to make Ackenbach here have to throw a lot of pitches to one person before they either get a hit or she walks them. That one fouled back, so we'll do it again here. Still a full count with nobody out. That one fouled off and back into the netting once again. So a good work here by Taloa, being able to, again, work that pitch count and be able to make sure she gets the hit that she wants to get.
Yeah, and she's doing it against a tough pitcher, Tristan Ackenbach, yesterday, going 2.1 innings, saw 9 batters.
And that one
Only
hit
gave up
will
one
go
hit.
past the glove of Becker and down the third base side. She'll get the sign to a hold up at first, but a great piece of hitting there by Taloa, and that will bring up Savannah Torville here, and we're going to take another look at that. Finally found the pitch that she wanted and just swung that one high and going over the head of Becker.
Yeah, pulled that one just a little bit, but able to stay fair, right over the head of Becker. A good piece of hitting there by Taloa.
Savannah Torville was walked twice in the game yesterday, the junior from Whittier, California. And there goes Taloa, and will be called safe, stealing once again against the Grizz. Again, Lopes having good go-ahead base running.
Yeah, that one was, I think the throw actually beat her there, but she was able to get under that tag. So a good piece of base running there by Taloa. We've seen 2 stolen bases already in 2 innings.
That one fouled back by Torville again into the stands. So a 0-2 count here for Torville. We see the stolen base there by Daisy Taloa. As you mentioned, Dom, the throw got there in time, but her being able for her to slide in and get underneath that tag, that one being a little close there to Torville, having to move out of the way a little bit, so that'll be ball one, so 1-2 count here. Still with nobody out and a runner in scoring position for the Lopes.
Torville last season batted .278.
That one hit Val down the third base side once again, almost going into her team's dugout. So she'll stay alive here with a 1 ball and 2 strikes.
She's got a runner in scoring position as well. She was number 2 on the team last year in RBIs with 14, right behind Lily Bishop, who had an impressive 20.
And that one will be hit hard, but hit hard to McGrath, who will make the throw to first, but will not make the throw to third. So Torville gets the first out of the inning, but allows Taloa to advance to third.
Yeah, absolutely. Torville getting the job done, moving that runner over, but credit where credit is due. Taloa, a really, really good piece of base running there, waiting for that ball to be released by the shortstop before she ever took off, and then once she took off, there was no catching her.
Absolutely. And now that will bring Angeli Aguilar-Bocash up to the plate for the Lopes. That first ball in for strike number 1. Aguilar had 1 hit and 1 RBI. Was walked in yesterday's game as well. That one hit high up inside. Should be an easy catch there, but was missed there. So Taloa will be able to come home, and Aguilar will be safe at first. That one, again, the sun playing a factor there, not being able to see the ball, and that one just falling outside the glove of McGrath.
Yeah, that one of those almost blooper-esque plays.
As we take another look at that one here. That ball hit high and up.
And I'm not sure if she lost that one in the sun, but nonetheless, the Lopes able to capitalize on that mistake, get a run scored and a run back. We saw the Lopes do something similar in the last inning, where a ball that looked like it was going to go foul stayed fair. But those pop-ups for both teams, kind of shallow, have been difficult so far earlier in this game.
And just like that, we're back to a tied game here with the Lopes and the Grizz. So a 2-2 game here with 1 out and a runner on. And that ball getting past Jaden, which will allow Aguilar to steal quite easily. Jordan Pearson here at bat for the Lopes. Had 4 appearances at the base last night. Got 2 hits and scored a run. That one will be down low and outside. So a 2-0 count here for Pearson. And Jaden will go have a little talk there with Achenbach.
Yeah, I think she wants Achenbach just to, settle down a little bit. They've got 1 out, a runner in scoring position. She just threw 2 straight balls, so I think both Jaden and the pitching coach are going to want to have a talk with her, get her to settle it down, a little settle in here.
We saw Achenbach last night throw 3 back-to-back-to-back walks, loading the bases for the Lopes, but the Lopes were unable to do anything with that. So trying to just avoid that situation here if you're Achenbach, again, not wanting to load the bases of Lopes.
Yeah, and again, she did get to pick up the win last night. She's 1-1 on the season. And you mentioned she walked 3 in a row, but she struck out 4 in the 9 batters she saw.
And that one in for a called strike. So a 2-1 count here for Pearson. Whereas Benton, that one will be called strike number 2. So a 2-2 count here. As we mentioned, Lopes left 14 on last night. Left 1 on back in the first. And Jaden Reid standing on third. That one fouled back to the third base side. So Pearson will stay alive for another pitch. Her count will remain at 2 balls and 2 strikes. And that one hit softly there to Becker, but no play will be able to have as that ball was just hit soft enough to allow Pearson with her speed to get to first and Aguilar to make it to third.
And now a well-placed ball, as you see that here. That one just off the bat. Becker came up. She was moving, but just not able to field it as cleanly as she liked. And that one little mistake going against her body was enough to give Pearson that base. So we've got runners at first and third with 1 out here.
And that will bring back Gianna Nicoletti to the plate for the Lopes. She's walked in her first appearance at the plate. So he came around and ended up scoring with her speed. She stole a base, and as we have another, that ball will get past as Pearson was stealing. And she will make it to third, and the ball gets past third again. But that will allow another run to score for the Lopes.
Yeah, miscommunication there all around on the Grizzlies' defensive part. I saw kind of what they were trying to do. I believe they were sending the shortstop forward. Let's see if we get a look at it. I'm not sure if we will, but they tried to send the shortstop forward to cut off that quick throw, but she missed it, and that allowed GCU to capitalize. GCU just needs to continue to keep rolling with these mistakes that Grizz are making and giving them easy runs.
Absolutely. So now the Lopes are up 3-2 as that last run came across. The count for Nicoletti is 1-1. Lopes still only have 1 out with a runner in third in Jordan Pearson. And that one will be high and up, so it'll be a 2-1 count here for Nicoletti.
Nicoletti last season led the Lopes in a number of statistic categories, had 30 hits, 21 runs scored. She also had 6 stolen bases.
And that'll be called strike 2, so a 2-2 count here now for Nicoletti. Still only 1 out. Nicoletti was walked 3 times in last night's game against the Grizz. That will be hit foul, pulling foul to the third base side.
Good battle here by Nicoletti. Good job of fouling that one off, staying alive.
Nicoletti only getting 1 hit in last night's game, but as I mentioned, walked 3 times, and she was walked her first time up here. And that one will be hit straight to Noss, and will go down as out number 2, but will get the run across. So the Lopes now have a 4-2 lead here with 2 outs, bringing up Reid to the plate for the Lopes.
Yeah, absolutely. Great job by Nicoletti getting the job done. Most important thing, she got that run scored.
Yeah, that one just bounced straight into Noss, being able to throw that ball over to Sellers to get that play out at first. That first pitch to Reid was a ball, so her count is 1-0. So Jaden Reid was 1-on-1 for the day so far, with her hit back in the top half of the first.
Jaden Reid last night, 0 for 4, looking to get something started here tonight. She did have a walk.
That one hit up into the netting in front of us behind home plate. So a 1-2 count here now for Reid.
Jaden Reid, number 2 on the team last season in runs scored with 18.
Lopes looking to do some more damage. They did a lot of damage last night with 2 outs. So Lopes looking to continue that here, as that one is hit back to Ackenbach and will be out number 3 for the Lopes, but the Lopes did capsize, putting up a 3 spot here in the top half of the second inning. So a now a 4-2 game, as the Grizz will come up to bat in the bottom half of the second, and you'll get more softball right here on GCU TV.
When life seems uncertain, there's one credit union that provides both dollars and cents. Copper State Credit Union. With solutions that focus on our members, you can take advantage of competitive rates, free cashback checking, and local attentive service. Uplifting our community is a standard we live by. That's why thousands of your Arizona neighbors rely on us. Strengthening Arizona families through financial empowerment. That's Copper State Credit Union.
Joel Embiid is unhappy.
Like, really unhappy.
Because the internet keeps using not-so-amazing GIFs to react to his amazing highlights. Mountain Dew presents the Joel Embiid Deserves Better Reactions GIF Collection.
Now I'm so happy.
Welcome back to the GCU Softball Stadium in the heart of Phoenix, Arizona, on the beautiful campus of GCU. Denhart back in the circle for the Lopes, looking to get some damage done, looking for a 1-2-3 inning as her team gave her a 2-run lead, giving her a little bit of a cushion. Klusewicz coming up to bat here for the Grizz. And squares up to button, but that will go back and be fouled, so she'll have to come back and do it again. Taking that first little bunt against Denhart. Klusewicz from Eagle Idaho, the sophomore outfielder. Again, showing to square off in the bunt, but that in for strike number 2. So quickly, Denhart ahead in the count.
Good job by Denhart getting ahead early, being aggressive here with this first batter.
And that one hit high on the third base side and will be fielded by Nicoletti. That dropping in to allow Klusewicz to get to first. So again, the Grizz have the leadoff person aboard.
Yeah, and she did that last night too against the Lopes a couple times. A little bit of a problem. She went 2 for 3, Klusewicz did. Scoring 2 runs as well in the win versus GCU.
And
not sure what happened there, but they called that one an out. She must have been out of the box, I'm assuming. That could be my only assumption.
Yeah, that would be the only thing that I can think of. So just like that, what was thought to be a runner on first is now erased, and the first out here for the Grizz. So now we will have Becker back at to bat for the Grizz.
So good news for the Lopes as they get an easy first out there.
And that one hit back off foul back into the stands. We're going to take another look at that to see if we can see.
Yeah, it looks
like her foot was out.
Yeah, so that is going to be an out.
So great work by the officials there, noticing that and giving the Lopes their out. That one hit back to Denhart. Easy play there for out number 2. And just like that, the Lopes have 2 outs here in the bottom half of the second. So that momentum staying here with the Lopes that their offense gave them. And Denhart working with that very well.
Well, Denhart's got a glove, make no mistake about it. In the first inning, she had one shot right up back to her that she just barely missed. She doesn't make those types of mistakes often, so you see it right here, getting that good second out.
First pitch to Sellers is down and low, so a 1-0 count there. Sellers had 3 hits last night with a run. Had a hit in this one, her first appearance. That one will be in for a ball number 2. So Denhart getting behind in the count here with a 2-0 count here for Sellers after those first quick 2 outs. Again, Denhart trying to paid the outside of the strike zone, and that will be 3 straight balls to Sellers, the senior left-hander. But that one will be straight down the middle for strike number 1, so a 3-1 count here for Sellers.
Last night, Cami Sellers playing first base for the Grizz, went 3 for 4, scored a run. Had herself an RBI as well.
And that one hit hard down the first base side, but will be foul. As we've mentioned before, this being game of inches, that was just barely foul off of the first base side. And as it made its way all the way down to the corner, Jaden Reid running to it to bring it back to Denhart. As it is now a full count here for Sellers, trying to get out number 3. That one will be hit high and up. Reid running back to the wall, but unable to catch it. And that will be a home run for Sellers. So now a 4-3 game, and the Grizz have another chance here with 2 outs.
Well, 2 innings in a row, 2 home runs for the Grizz, and that's why they're in this game. The long ball in their favor. That one just barely going up, a high pop-up, sailing right over Jaden Reid's head.
Mentioned the wind being a big factor, as you can see that flag going a little bit crazy over there in right field, straight back, so that wind helping carry that ball over the wall. So now McGrath will be back up, as she had the home run back in the bottom half of the first inning. That first pitch in to McGrath for ball number 1.
Well, McGrath has been on a tear since yesterday against the Lopes, going 2 for 3, scoring 2 runs and an RBI, and then, as you mentioned, a home run last inning. So
now one in there for a strike, so now an even count there for McGrath. Having 2 RBIs with that home run last inning. And yesterday in this game with the Lopes and the Grizz, as that one spelled back off into the stands, their very first hit of the weekend was a home run, which brought the Grizz back to life in that win over the Lopes last night.
yeah, the long ball, like we said, a huge factor for the Grizz.
Lopes still looking for their first home run of the tournament and of the season, as that pitches in for ball number 2. So now a 2-2 count here for McGrath. So she has 2 balls, 2 strikes, and 2 outs, as the Lopes are trying to stay on top, and Denhart trying to make sure her team has the lead going into the top half of the third. And that one hit up a little shallow, but a easy catch there for Reid as she runs in to make that catch to give her team out number 3. So just like that, the Grizz gets 1 back off of the long ball, but the Lopes are still up 4-3, and we will have the top half of the third inning right here on GCU TV.
The temperature scanning kiosk from Pacific Office Automation is an easy-to-use, attendant-free device that quickly checks a person's temperature anytime, anywhere. You can now provide peace of mind at schools and universities, grocery stores, restaurants, nursing homes, medical clinics, sporting events, offices, private gatherings, and more. Look to us to help you reduce the risk and be safe. Visit PacificOffice.com. Pacific Office Automation. Problem solved.
It's not about where you were born. It's not about your gender or the color of your skin, or whether you're rich, poor, or in the middle. No matter what you play, if you have the skill and drive to succeed in school and in sports, we'll provide the opportunity.
Well, GCU fans, if you haven't already, it's time to pull out your phones and download the Lope Nation app. Be sure to watch GCU home sporting events directly from your app this year. Receive personalized news and score updates for your favorite Lopes teams. Follow the Lopes closer than ever with scores, schedules, stories, and more. And even more perks will be coming very soon. Search GCU Athletics in your phone's app store or download the GCU Athletics app now at gcu.lopes.com/app. And you're going to need it for sure this historic semester as we've got 8 sports going on around campus.
Never a dull moment here around the campus of GCU with all the sports we have going on.
Never a dull moment.
And never a dull moment from that first swing hit by Lily Bishop. A deep line drive there to the left field, just dropping there. So Bishop on board, and just like that, with one pitch from Ackenbach, one swing, the Lopes have the lead-off runner aboard.
Well, good adjustment there by Bishop. She grounded out to shortstop. Her last at-bat, but on that one, just cueing it right over the shortstop's head, so keeping her head down, and she's got herself aboard here. But it looks like we're going to have a pinch runner. Looks like that pinch runner is Araceli Pesquera, excuse me.
Now batting, center fielder, Kristen Fieffield.
Araceli Pesquera is your runner at first base.
And Kristen Fieffield in the box for the Lopes.
Last inning, Fieffield struck out. Looking to do something here.
Fieffield went 2 for 4 last night. Ended up getting a run as that ball is hit hard to the third base side, but will fly over foul. So quickly behind in the count, 0-2.
She's a big-time hitter, too, Fieffield is. Last season, before the season was cut short due to the COVID-19 pandemic, Fieffield was third on the team with 22 hits.
And that one hit hard again, almost in the same exact area as the previous one. So keeping herself alive here. Her count remains 0-2.
Fieffield also had a pair of home runs last season.
And that one will go far along the back. And just like that, she'll get her first home run of the season for the Lopes and the first home run in the tournament for the Lopes as well. And just like that, the Lopes add 2 more to the scoreboard. So a now 6-3 game.
Well, happy Saturday, Kristen Fieffield.
Let's
You
take another
can
look
put
at that.
on the board. She's going to sit back on that one and just absolutely launch it. So right as I'm saying she had 2 last year, she
gets one.
She has 1 this year.
First home run for the Lopes of the season. And what a great way to get it here for Fieffield. That one just soaring over the right field wall.
Oh, a good-looking home run for the Lopes, and they're going to add 2 more to their lead, go up 6-3 here.
And that first pitch into Dietrich will be strike number 1. Dietrich still looking to get something done here against the Grizz.
Oh, we mentioned she was earlier one of 2 Lopes selected for the preseason all-WAC team along with Ryan Denhart.
And that ball up high, so her count even at 1-1.
Her last plate appearance, she struck out in the first.
And that one will hit her, so she'll get on board.
That one just a tad bit inside. Looked like it just grazed her, but it's going to give her a free base nonetheless. And it's going to bring up Taloa. She had herself a single back in the second inning. Taloa been commanding that third base spot all weekend. Hitting in the 6th spot today.
And that one will be fouled back for strike number 1 for Taloa. The Lopes still have no outs here in the top half of the third and already put a 2 spot up. shows bunt, and that will be strike number 2. So 0-2 count here for Taloa.
You know, it's an 0-2 count, but I love how aggressive Taloa's being right now. You got no outs, you got a runner on first base. Why not go for it like that?
Definitely, and we've seen the speed of Taloa with the stolen base earlier. And that one will be far outside. So a 1-2 count here.
Good discipline by Taloa not to chase that one just a bit up and outside of her zone.
Yeah, we've seen Achenbach try and get the Lopes to chase off of her pitches. And we'll see them be able to hold back for one, and then we'll end up chasing the other one. So Achenbach has those switch-up pitches that she can use against the Lopes, being able to, the Lopes showing their discipline on one and then throwing another one, and the Lopes chasing it up high. Just a little meeting there with the pitching coach again, as Lopes have been able to put up 6 against Achenbach.
Absolutely, and that last one that she gave up was a moonshot. So I'm sure she's going to need a quick breather here to calm her nerves and settle in. So the Lopes trying to capitalize on this lead so far. They have scored in every inning in this young game. 1 in the first, 3 in the second, and 2 so far here at the top of the third. Give them a total of 6-3 ahead of the Grizzlies.
And after last night's game against the Grizz, the Lopes are 3-4. So looking to knot that back up at a 4-4 win-loss ratio record against the Grizz. That one a big swing on and miss there by Taloa. So she will be the first out here in the top half of the third. But that will bring up Savannah Torville for the Lopes.
Yeah, the Grizz and GCU squared off twice in 2020. Montana won both. Coming into this weekend, GCU and the Grizz were tied 3-3 all time.
Known in for strike number 1 for Torville.
So like you said, trying to make it an even 4-4 against the Grizzlies.
And that one fouled off the netting and back into the first base side. Torville still looking for her first hit against the Grizz in this year. So we mentioned no hits last night, but was walked twice, as well as left on base twice. That one is high and up, so a 1-2 count here for Savannah Torville.
Well, she's known for being able to get those extra base hits. Savannah Torville last season tied Kristen Fieffield for the lead with 5 doubles on the team. She also was right behind Lily Bishop with 14 runs batted in.
And now a 2-2 count here for Torville. And that one will get past the glove of McGrath going into left field. So Torville gets her first hit against the Grizz, safely on first and advancing Dietrich to second. Let's take another look at that hit.
Yeah, good piece of hitting there. That one just right past a diving shortstop.
And that will bring Angeli Aguilar up to the plate for the Lopes.
Aguilar had herself a single back last inning in the second, scored an RBI.
And it looks like we may be getting a new pitcher here for the Grizz.
Yeah, it looks like Tristan Achenbach's time in the circle today has come to an end.
And we will come to commercial for a little bit, and we'll come right back with more GCU softball.
At Raising Cane's, we know quality takes time, patience, and the best ingredients, which is why every chicken finger we serve is hand-battered and cooked to order just for you. We never take shortcuts. That doesn't mean you can. Introducing an even faster and easier way to order Cane's with our new app. Find your closest restaurant, customize your meal, pay, and schedule pickup. So next time, take it easy and order with the Raising Cane's app.
Raising Cane's chicken fingers, one love.
And the new pitcher in for the Grizz is Brock, who the Lopes saw last night, starting the freshman pitcher for the Grizz.
Yeah, she had herself a nice little night last night. Went 3 1/3 innings pitched, gave up 4 hits and 4 runs, walked 5. She struck out 3. So for the Lopes, a nice light night for her, but by her standards, not at all.
She comes in with only 1 out for the Lopes. So looking to get the last 2 outs for her team in this inning.
Achenbach left the game, but not before going 2 1/3, giving up 7 hits, 6 runs, 4 of them earned, and a walk, while also striking out 3.
And that one swung on and missed for Aguilar. So a 0-1 count here. The 2 runners on second and first, if they were to come around, would be attached to Achenbach. And that will be just on the inside of the strike zone for strike number 2.
Savannah Torville on first base. Kaylee Dietrich on second for the Lopes.
That one high and will get past Jaden, so the runners will advance to third and second. So now the Lopes have 2 in scoring position and look to add some more to the damage already done here in the top part of the 3rd inning.
Well, this is the position you want to be in for the Lopes. Up 3, a 1-3 count now, or excuse me, 2-2 count.
Yeah.
Sorry about that, with only 1 out and 2 runners in scoring position here.
And that one will get a little piece of it by Aguilar, but it'll go back foul, so her count will remain at 2-2. And that one will once again get away from Jaden. So a full count here now. Aguilar being able to work herself back into the full count. Had 1 hit and had 1 RBI and was also walked once last night. And that one will be hit hard just past the glove of Brock, allowing 1 run to score. Torville will get the hold-up sign at third. So now the Lopes have runners on the corner. Still only 1 out. And that will bring up Pearson to the plate. Let's take a look, and that one just getting out past the outstretched glove of Brock.
Yeah, that's a good piece of hitting from Aguilar Bocage. Picking up her 2nd single of the game, 2nd RBI. Had 1 back in the 2nd. Just was able to stay right on that one, stay level, and drive it right back up the middle.
First pitch into Pearson. She'll be able to, that was an amazing bump there by Pearson. It stopped and rolled a little bit in front of first, and there was a little bit of confusion. So Pearson safely reaches first. The score, or the runner on third will come across to score, and then a runner will advance to second for the Lopes. So a now 8-3 game, and still all this with only 1 out, and that will bring us back to the top part of the order with Gianna Nicoletti. And not just a wild pitch there. Ball getting away from Brock. So again, the runners will advance. So now the Lopes once again have 2 in a scoring position.
Yeah, the Lopes breaking this one all open here. A good bunt laid down. And that allowed her to get there safely to first. I'm not sure, a little bit of miscommunications by the Grizzlies on that last sequence. Sellers came up to charge for that well-placed bunt, but Toon just could not get there in time.
Seems to be a little conversation there with the third and home plate umpire.
And it looks like they're going to bring in the second base umpire. We're going to take another look That well-placed bunt. Yeah, you see Sellers come up.
There's just a little bit of confusion when all three of them come up trying to get that ball.
I'm not sure if they're trying to figure out now whether or not that was a foul ball. Not sure if they can go back to it, however. Let's take another closer look at that. I'm going to see it right here on your screen. Yeah, right there. Looks like it might have right off of her shin, possibly, or even her foot. Kind of too close to tell on that one.
Yeah, it's with the shadow there, it's hard to tell if it hits her shoe or if it just looks like it's close to where her foot is.
But that was the play that allowed her to go to first. And then next batter, we have a wild pitch by Brock, which sent her to second, and Pearson to second, and put a runner on third.
Looks like Nicoletti will be going back to the plate. So it looks like the Lopes will continue to have their runners on second and third.
So we are right back where we started before that little conversation by the umps. Just needed to get a little bit of clarity. Again, count 1-0 with one out.
That one will be straight in there for strike number one. Lopes still only have one out here in the top half of the third inning. Have put up a 4 spot already, looking to do some more damage with two runners in scoring position.
Well, they broke this game wide open, Cheyenne, here in this inning. And a good miss there by Brock. That one right on the corner. Out of a close call. Nicoletti walked in the first, grounded out, but got an RBI in the second.
And that one hit hard to the third base side. And as we've seen, Nicoletti's speed, when she's on the base path, being able to steal those bases, came across and, you mentioned, scored in that first inning, giving the Lopes their lone run in the top of the first because of her speed.
Yeah, she's got so much speed. If she puts it on the ground, I almost always assume she's going to beat out a throw. She will always hustle down that line. 9 out of 10 times make it safe.
And that one will get past the glove of Brock. So it will allow 2 runs to come around and score as Pearson will beat out the throw to first, which will also allow Nicoletti, as we mentioned, with that speed to get to second. So just like that, the Lopes are up 10-3, putting out a 6 spot so far in the third.
Yeah, the Lopes are putting on what I like to call an offensive clinic, Cheyenne.
Offensive clinic. Love that.
They're showing everyone how it is done right here. Good communication on the base path there. And I like the aggressiveness, too. Sending her from third as she came from second. Now it looks like we're going to get a pinch hitter for GCU.
Be Adrian Vizentine pinch hitting here for the Lopes.
Lopes putting up 6 runs here in the top of the third. Exciting inning.
And that one will be hit and fouled back into the netting. So a 0-1 count here for Vizentine. The right-handed junior from Parker, Colorado.
The transfer from Coastal Carolina.
And that one, nice work there by Jaden being able to cover up that ball and not allowing the speedy Nicoletti the chance to get to third.
Yeah, she had a very small window to be able to block that and get up with that. Nicoletti was almost on third base there.
And that one will be ball number 2, so 2-1 count here for Vizentine.
And Vizentine, we mentioned junior, Parker, Colorado. Came from Coastal Carolina, where she saw action in 6 games. Started one of them and had 3 RBIs on the short season.
And that'll be in for strike number 2. So a 2-2 count here. Lope still only 1 out and a runner in scoring position in Nicoletti. And that one high. So a full count here now for Byzantine.
Good discipline by Byzantine there. I mean, I've seen good discipline all around, 1 through 9 by the Lopes, but right there specifically, that one, Brock tried to get her chasing on the high heater, and she just didn't bite.
And that one will be fouled off, so keeping herself alive here. So she gets at least one more pitch here from Brock. Her count will remain full.
We mentioned last night, the Lopes jumped all over Allie Brock, kind of doing the same here today.
Now, and just being able just to get a little tip of that, so she will get to stay alive here. Her count remaining at a full 3-2.
Yeah, that pitch just jammed her up a little bit high and inside, barely able to foul it off. Good job of staying alive there.
That one swung on a miss, so she will go down as out number 2 for the Lopes. And that will bring up Lily Bishop. As we take another look at that.
Yeah, that one looks like it was high. Got her chasing. Yep, right there.
Yep, just a little high there.
Lily Bishop grounded out to shortstop in the first inning. And in this inning, had herself a single.
So the Lopes have now batted around the order. If you're the Grizz, not something you want to see. Grizz almost did that in the bottom half of the first inning. The Lopes successful in batting around the order here. That one up high, so evening up Bishop's count at 1-1. 2 outs, and Nicoletti standing on second. And Nicoletti will go, and she will be tagged out as Becker covered the plate well, not really allowing Nicoletti to get in. But just like that, the Lopes, so we take a look at Nicoletti running at speed.
It had to be perfect there by Jaden behind the plate, and she did. She read it.
Yeah, a great throw there. But just like that, the Lopes put up 6 in the top half of the third. So a 10-3 game here for the Lopes, giving a lot of insurance to Denhart. And you will get the bottom half of the third coming up right here on GCU TV.
Sanderson Ford is taking their President's Day sale over the edge with a sign and ride $299 a month lease on a new Ford Edge. Save thousands on EcoSport, Ranger, and Explorer. New Escapes under 21 grand, and new F-150 Super Crew trucks for only $35,900. Don't miss the President's Day sale event at Arizona's largest Ford dealership and your Bronco headquarters, Sanderson Ford.
Welcome back inside the GCU Softball Stadium for the bottom half of the third inning, where after the Lopes put up a 6 spot in the top half of the inning, the Grizz looks to do some damage. It'll be a Curtis starting off here for the Grizz. Denhart back in the circle, and that one will be fouled off high into the stands on the first base side. So Denhart getting a 1-1 count, to Curtis. Curtis looking to get something back here for her team.
Curtis struck out in her last at-bat.
That one in for ball number 1. And that one hit deep into the hole, going into center. So that will allow the Grizz once again to get their leadoff runner aboard. So we take another look at that. Get hit ball hard, just in the gap between Pearson and Aguilar, getting into a little bit into right center there.
Yeah, so far, the Grizz are 7-13 for hitting today against the Lopes.
That one will be in for ball number 1 there to Jaden. So 1 for 1 so far on the day with a hit back in the first. Seems like forever ago after that long third inning, for the top half of it anyway, Dom.
Absolutely.
Holds up on that, but that will be strike number 1, evening up her count.
Denhart continuing to stay aggressive.
Nice throw there from Dietrich over to Bishop at first, trying to get the runner off as she was extending her lead a little bit, but got back in time. So still a 2-1 count here for Jaden. That one will be hit hard to Taloa, who will drop the ball and still able to make a great play, crossing it. So the 5-3 play to get that first out for the Grizz. Lopes now just need 2 more to get back to the plate. So we take another look at that one. Bobbles a little bit by Taloa, but still great work there, being able to field it and quickly throw it over to Bishop at first.
Yeah, good job of staying with it. That's half the battle right there. I mean, she's got it. Able to get it in front of her, had it in her glove, but just a little bit too much. Pops out. Cool, calm, collected, stays with it, fires across the diamond, gets that first out.
Lexi Nas hitting that one, and a quick little pop-up there over to Aguilar. So quick out number 2 there.
Lopes defense, staying on their toes, light on their feet.
I think the Lopes are a little bit eager to get back to the plate there after putting up 6 in the top half of this inning.
No, I would be too, Cheyenne.
Wanted to do a little more damage to the Grizz. And that will be ball number 1 there for Toon. And a Toon 1 for 1 with a hit back in the first.
Yeah, Toon singled right over the head of Pearson.
Thought about going, but held herself up. But it will be ball number 2. Dietrich will go talk to Denhart. Just calm her down. Be like, hey, we got 2 outs. Let's get back to work on the offense, you know?
Absolutely. I wouldn't worry about that runner at second base at this point right now. It's all about getting this batter, getting Toon.
That one in for strike number 1 to Toon. So a 2-1 count here with 2 outs for the Grizz.
Beautiful pitch there by Denhart.
As you mentioned, Dom, Denhart and the rest of the Lopes, well, concerned with the runner at second, not really thinking about her, just trying to get that out in Toon right now.
Mm-hmm.
That one up high. So a 3-1 count here.
Denhart had that no-hitter against South Dakota last year, striking out 2 and walking 2. Her ever-impressive career with GCU continues.
And that will be called strike number 2. So just like that, Denhart being to fight back and bring this count to full against Toon. And then the next due up for the Lopes will be Lily Bishop, Kristen Fieffield, and Kaylee Dietrich. So the Lopes look to put some more up, as that will be called ball number 4. So Toon gets that free base in first. Lopes still just looking for one more out against the Grizz.
Yeah, absolutely. Add another base runner to that, but that does not change the approach. Denhart still focused on grabbing the batter right here, and again, allowing Bishop, Fifield, and Dietrich to do their thing. Come up next inning.
I'll bring Phelps up for the Grizz. Grounded out her first time at bat. We'll foul that one back, and looks like that ball hit the home plate umpire. He's taken back a little bit. Kaylee Dietrich checking up on him a little bit, making sure he's okay.
Phelps is 0 for 1 today. Grounded out to Pearson at second base back in the first. We're going to have a quick little team meeting on the mound. Collect themselves. Remember, they got 2 outs and 2 runners on here.
And that ball, nice work there by Dietrich, being able to hold on to that ball and not allow the runners to advance. So a 1-1 count here for Phelps. And that will be called strike number 2. So Denhart getting her work in, making sure she comes back and brings those 2 strikes in and gets that last one, and now her team.
Oh, absolutely. That's a veteran pitcher pitching with confidence. She's got a healthy lead behind her. Good defense that's been backing her up, and offense that's been providing.
And that will be ball number 2. So a 2-2 count with 2 outs here in the bottom half of the third.
We got ourselves a 2-2-2 situation here.
And Denhart here looks to make it look like a situation with a 3rd out. And she will do just that. Phelps will go down swinging, and the Lopes still with a 10-3 lead against the Grizz, and we'll come back with the Lopes at bat right here on GCU TV.
How does a chicken sandwich become a Whataburger spicy chicken sandwich? Is it by slathering it in a fiery sauce or adding some crazy hot toppings? Nah. If the chicken in a chicken sandwich wants to be spicy, it has to come from the inside. By marinating it in spices, frying it up, then cooling it off with fresh veggies, all on a new brioche bun. Good thing flavor can come from within. Good thing there's the new limited-time spicy chicken sandwich at Whataburger.
When life seems uncertain, there's one credit union that provides both dollars and cents. Copper State Credit Union. With solutions that focus on our members, you can take advantage of competitive rates, free cashback checking, and local attentive service. Uplifting our community is a standard we live by. That's why thousands of your Arizona neighbors rely on us. Strengthening Arizona families through financial empowerment. That's Copper State Credit Union.
Welcome back inside the GCU Softball Stadium as Brock comes back into the circle for the Grizz. Let's take another look at that last strikeout for Denhart. A great pitch there, and just able to get Phelps swinging exactly what the Lopes needed to get back to the plate and add some more runs here for the Lopes, bringing a little bit more insurance here. We'll have Lily Bishop back to start things off here in the top half of the 4th. Bishop was at bat twice in the 3rd, but since Nicoletti was called out for trying to steal 3rd, she gets to start off once again here for the Lopes.
Yeah, Lily Bishop, we saw her unfortunately ground out to 3rd base in the 1st inning, but in 3rd she got herself a nice little single, and as you said, saw the plate twice.
And that ball will be thrown into the dirt. Nice work there by Jaden to cover it up, even though there are no runners currently on for the Lopes. And that one hit high and hard there by Bishop, and it'll be foul. We'll see if any of the Grizz players can get to it, which they cannot. So Bishop will get to go back into the batter's box and try that again. Her count will be 1-1.
Looked like that was Sellers, Noss, and Toon all going after that one for the Grizz, and just landing right in between the three of them. Unfortunately, not able to get to it. Giving Bishop another chance here.
And that one nice in there for a strike from Brock. So a 1-2 count here for Bishop. Lopes are 10-18 so far on today's game. The 5.556 overall percentage. And that one's just going to go right past Sellers at first and into the corner, and Bishop will go for 2, and she'll get there standing up. So just a slight fluke play there by Sellers, her glove not being able to hold on to the ball, or the ball missing her glove. So we take another look here.
Yeah, that one right
between her legs.
Yeah, well hit by Bishop, and why not grab 2 on that one?
Yeah,
look at her getting in there safe.
That ball rolled all the way into the corner, allowing Bishop to run there safely. And that will bring up Fieffield, who will, her last time at bat, got a home run, but that one will be hit high and up to Phelps, just right in front of the warning track.
Yeah, that one I thought was going to go the distance, but just not enough. Fieffield showing a lot of pop today. But nonetheless, 1 out, a runner in scoring position for the Lopes.
I'll bring Kaylee Dietrich up to the plate for the Lopes. She struck out her first appearance and then was hit by pitch back in the 3rd. So Dietrich still looking to get her hit up against the Grizz. Is that first pitch is in for strike number 1.
Allie Brock, since last inning when she took over, has given up 4 hits and 2 runs.
And that one hit high up and back right over the top of the broadcast booth. So Dietrich now behind in the count 0-2. As we said, Lopes have 1 runner in scoring position in Lily Bishop after that nice hit and that rolling into the corner, being able to get into second safely. And that one will be down and low. So a 1-2 count to Dietrich. And that one's going to get away from Jaden, allowing Bishop to reach 3rd safely. So just like that, the Lopes have a runner 60 feet away from home plate.
Kaylee Dietrich, the native of Gilbert, Arizona. Desert Vista High School, a business management major. In her senior year.
And that one hit and will be missed off the glove of McGrath. So Dietrich will get her first hit against the Grizz, and Bishop will come around to score. So just like that, the Lopes have scored in every single inning so far as we take another look at that.
Yeah, that one McGrath just unable to field cleanly. Yeah, just right off of her glove. McGrath, who has been on an absolute tear against the Lopes offensively the past couple of days, gives the Lopes one right there.
That will bring up Daisy Taloa, and she's just going to crank that one out. But unfortunately, a hard hit ball straight to Toon.
And you know what? Nothing much you can do about that. If you're Taloa, that was a good hit off of a good pitch. Just unfortunately right where she was.
Just wasn't up under it enough to get it to go over that wall. But if she keeps swinging like that, she'll definitely have the power to do so. And that will bring up Savannah Torville, 1 for 2. Last time we saw her was the 3rd, as once again the Lopes did bat around in that in that inning through the order.
Torville last season was named to the All-WAC preseason team, earned All-WAC Player of the Week for March 16th. Started 26 games in the infield, and in 72 at-bats of the short season, she had an impressive 20 hits and 14 RBIs with a team high of 5 doubles.
And just like that is quickly ahead in the count 2-0 from Brock. And that one looked to almost hit Torville.
Yeah, she protected her ankles a little bit on that one, but got really close to her. Junior from Whittier, California. Pride of La Habra High School.
And that one in for called strike number 1. So 3-1 count here to Torville with 2 outs for the Lopes. That one a hard hit ball.
Talk about Torville. A rocket down the line.
That one will be called a foul by the home plate umpire, so she's going to come back. And Dietrich will head back to first.
Torville back in the second, grounded out to McGrath at shortstop, but then got herself a nice hit up the middle. A single back in the third.
So Torville's count now 3-2 with 2 outs, a runner on first. She's going to hit that one hard through the gap between Becker and McGrath. So Dietrich now on second and Torville on first. Lopes still have 2 outs here, and that will bring up Aguilar for the Lopes. So we take another look at that. Nice hard hit ball there just out between Becker and McGrath. Going back into the left field side.
So Torville has a pair of hits on the day. Also joining Aguilar, who has 2 hits as well, an RBI single in the second and an RBI single in the third.
And looks like we will have a pinch runner in Lexi Coons.
Lexi Coons, the senior pitcher. Looks like she's going to take over at second base as a pinch runner. Got some fan love there. The PA called out her name.
That first pitch into Aguilar in for strike number 1. That one high from Brock, so her count will be 1 ball and 1 strike. That one's going to get away from Jaden, fall out of her glove a little bit, but close enough to keep the runners at bay. So a 2-1 count here. That one will be ball number 3 to Aguilar. Aguilar 2 for 2 so far on the day. Looking to stay perfect if she can.
Hey, the Grizzlies have thrown a total of 122 pitches compared to GCU only throwing 57.
That one will be hit and will get past the glove of Becker and will allow at least 1 run to score.
Yep, that's going to be 1 for sure.
So Coons comes around and scores. Torville now standing on third and Aguilar standing on second.
And we've got 2 outs here in the top of the 4th, Cheyenne. So an impressive run by GCU.
Number 47, Jordan Pearson.
Pearson comes up to bat here. Also 2 for 2 on the day.
Lopes hitters having themselves a good day. Like we said, GCU pitchers only throwing 57 pitch. That's pitch number 123, I believe, for the Montana Grizzlies. So
and that one fouled back from Pearson.
GCU clearly making the Grizzlies pitchers really pitch to them, making them work.
Not in for strike number 1, or sorry, strike number 2 to Pearson. And if you're the Lopes, this is the type of game that you want to have before you take on the number-ranked 10 team in the country in the Oregon Ducks.
Absolutely. This is a huge confidence boost going into that game. Up right now by 9 points, or excuse me, 9 runs, the top of the 4th inning.
Thank you for doing the math for me. I was trying to figure it out. Numbers are hard.
I cheated. I used a calculator.
Okay, there we go. And that one will be down in the dirt. Jaden covering it up. So a 2-2 count here for Pearson. So once again, we have 2 balls, 2 strikes, and 2 outs for the Lopes. That flag still blowing straight back. So still got that wind going here. That one's going to be fouled to the third base side. So Pearson staying alive here. Our count will remain at 2-2. Lopes looking to do some more damage with 2 runners in scoring position. That 12-3 score. And that one, once again, fouled back. Lopes have been doing some good work here against Brock. That one will be hit hard. Back to Clue Switch, who will get out number 3 here for the Lopes, but not before the Lopes tack on 2 more runs. So a 12-3 game here in the top half of the 4th inning. The Grizz coming up to bat in the bottom half of this 4th inning, and you'll get to see that all right here on GCU TV.
Grand Canyon University, a Christian university, is one of the largest and fastest growing universities in the country. GCU offers 270 dynamic academic programs with modern apartment-style living, classrooms, labs, restaurants, and more. Located in beautiful Phoenix, Arizona, GCU's vibrant community and expansive campus is ranked top 20 for best college campuses in America. My university integrates the free market system with a welcoming Christian worldview perspective into its academic programs and throughout campus life, so you can put your faith into action and help transform communities. GCU campus students received over $157 million in scholarships in 2020, and many students attend GCU for less than the cost of a state university. Visit gcu.edu/myoffer to see the scholarships you qualify for. Admissible high school seniors can schedule a free visit from anywhere in the country. Find your purpose at Grand Canyon University. Visit gcu.edu/myoffer.
Way more pitches than us.
Welcome live back into the GCU Softball Stadium. Ryan Denhart still in the circle for the Lopes, doing some great work for her team as her team gave her 2 more insurance runs tacked on to that last part of the top half of the 4th inning as we head to the bottom half of the inning here. The Lopes look to get back to the plate as quick as they can because they seem to be sure having some fun out there, don't they, Dom?
Absolutely, and you know what? I'm having a lot of fun watching them. Going on an absolute offensive tear, showing everybody how it's done.
That quick little bunt over there from Denhart, being able to make the play throw to Bishop to get out number 1, and just like that, a very quick first pitch, first out of the bottom half of the 4th.
I'm not sure if I said it back in the 2nd or the 3rd inning, but Denhart has a glove. She's got great fielding position. She knows exactly what she's doing out there, and easy to grab that out right away here.
So we now get back to the top part of the order here for the Grizz. So Becker now at the plate. She's 0 for 2 on the day. She flew out and back in the 1st and then grounded out back in the 2nd. Good pitch there from Ryan Denhart for strike number 1. So 1 ball and 1 strike here.
We mentioned Denhart, along with Kaylee Dietrich, picked for the preseason all-WAC for the Lopes.
That'll be ball number 2. Absolutely. Those 2 make a good pair as a pitcher and a catcher, but also a great teammate, and it's great to see them being recognized by the rest of the WAC community as that pitch is in for strike number 2. So a 2-2 count here for Becker.
Yeah, that battery of Ryan Denhart and Kaylee Dietrich, obviously, on the offense and defensive end, well-deserved, getting that all-WAC preseason nod.
That one hit straight back to Denhart, but off her glove, so the play will not be able to be made by the Lopes. Taloa being able to get that ball and was going to throw it to Bishop, but at that point in time, Becker already safely aboard on first. So the Grizz have 1 out and 1 on, and that will bring Sellers up.
Yeah, a little mistake there by the Lopes, but it sets up the double play situation, Cheyenne. So let's see if the defense can do something here to turn 2.
Absolutely trying to get that ground ball to flip the 2 and allow the Lopes to come back in the top part of the 5th. And it looked like Becker was trying to run there, but Dietrich quickly making her second guess that. Last time Sellers was at the plate, she got that home run in the bottom half of the second. The only score in the second for the Grizz. So that will be ball number 2. So a 2-0 count here to Sellers. And got to be a little careful, as we've already seen that she does have that power to hit it over the wall. And that one, once again, will go over the wall to Sellers. So back-to-back home runs for Sellers. That will tack on 2 more runs for the Grizz. You just saw that power that Sellers has and being able to get up under that. That wind still going strong as we take another look at that. Just being able to get underneath that, and that one going high over the head of Jaden Reid. Not much you could do but stand and stare at that one.
Yeah, have yourself a day, Cammie Sellers, the senior infielder from Los Alamitos, California, transfer from Boston College, having herself a 2-home-run day.
So now a 12-5 game here, as that will bring McGrath up. McGrath also had a home run back in the first. It's a 2 RBI home run. She flew out to Reid in the second. And it will quickly be behind in the count 0-1. And that pitch from Denhart will be ball number 1, so evening up her count at 1-1. Again, we've seen the damage that McGrath can do as well. She did get that home run back in the first. And that one will be hit and will miss the glove of Jordan Pearson, going back to the wall. It will be Fieffield who gets the ball, throwing it back to Pearson, and will allow McGrath to make it safely to second with that ball rolling all the way back to the warning track.
Yeah, that one just passed the glove of Jordan Pearson. You got to do everything you can to keep that one in front of you. And maybe it's just a single you give up, but that one rolling all the way back to the wall is going to be an extra base hit for Sellers. Or McGrath, excuse me.
Now we'll bring Curtis up to the plate for the Grizz. Grizz still only have 1 out. They runner in scoring position, but that first pitch from Denhart will be in for strike number 1. Curtis was 2 for 2 yesterday and got a hit her last appearance back in the 3rd. Looking to get some of those runs back that the Lopes put up on them in the 3rd and 4th inning. And that ball outside for ball number 2. So a 2-1 count here for Curtis with 1 out and 1 on for the Grizz. And that'll be a big swing on and miss, so evening up her count at 2-2.
Yeah, Curtis with a big hack there, but a great pitch by Denhart making her miss.
The Grizz are 9 for 20 so far on today. And that one will be hit fouled on the third base side. So she'll do it again as her count will remain at 2-2.
Grizz are 9 for 20, but another today against the Lopes, but another stat to look at is they are 1 for 4 with runners in scoring position. So the Lopes, a good job of keeping their numbers down.
And that will be ball number 3. So Curtis now has a full count 4. And that one will be hit quickly into the glove of Lily Bishop. So that'll be out number 2 in Curtis.
Good.
Go ahead, Dom.
So, sorry.
No, you're good.
I was just going to say good reflexes by Lily Bishop.
Yeah.
Impressed me there. That's for sure.
Let's take another look. That one just hit straight to Bishop. Bishop going to throw it to second to try and get the runner out there. But the runner and McGrath quickly dove back to the second base to make sure she was safe and not to be that third out there. It'll be Jade back up there for the Grizz. 1 for 2 on the day. Little meeting in the circle. Denhart been putting in the work there for the Lopes, being real great through the 4 2/3 innings that she's pitched so far.
Yeah, so far only given up 9 hits, 5 runs, only 4 of them earned. Striking out 2.
Yeah, definitely working with what her teammates gave her. Opening up the game back in the 3rd with 6 runs and then adding 2 more, making this a 12-3 game at the time, and then the Grizz adding 2 more on here. So now a 12-5 game as the catcher Jaden will be at the plate for the Grizz.
Jaden singled to right field back in the 1st inning and then grounded out to third base back in the 3rd.
And that'll be ball number 1 there for Jaden.
Last night, Jaden went 0 for 2, struck out looking once.
And that'll be strike number 1, evening up her count at 1 ball and 1 strike. Lopes looking for the final out of this inning, as that pitch will be in for ball number 2. That one will be fouled off over to the batter's circle over on the first base side. And so that will have her count be a 2-2 count there for Jaden. So once again, we have 2 balls, 2 strikes, and 2 outs here for the Grizz.
Another 2-2-2 situation. Love when the numbers add up like that. Runner on second base as well.
Another 2.
Another 2.
And that one will be fouled off once again. So her count will remain at 2-2. And that one will be fouled back and will not stay in play as it bounces into the seats. here at the GCU Softball Stadium. So Jaden's count will remain a 2-2 count. Nice work there by Jaden, being able to keep herself in this one and keep battling against Denhart. And that one getting out of the glove of Dietrich. So it'll now be a full count here for Jaden, the right-handed junior, looking to get her second hit of the day. The Lopes looking to get back to the plate and do some more damage against the Grizz. And that will be ball number 4. So Jaden will take her base. And that will bring up Nas.
Yeah, Canosa's plate appearances today include her single in the first, but she popped out in the 6th.
And we will have a pitching change here for the Lopes. It'll be the sophomore left-hander Sydney Sahar, and we will see the rest of the 4th inning here right after this break.
When I think back on graduation day, it's such a special moment. Walking across the stage, hearing your name called. I think I would really regret not walking. I think being able to finish out a long college experience with an awesome moment like graduation is really special.
If I hadn't decided to walk that day, I think I'd regret not having that sense of closure and accomplishment for that huge chapter in my life.
My name's Noah and I graduated in 2015.
My name is Lauren and I graduated in 2016.
Herff Jones, by your side.
And we are back here for the rest of the bottom of the 4th. Lopes looking for their final out as they bring in the sophomore pitcher in Sydney Sahar. Lopes looking to get that final out in Canas.
Sydney Sahar, crucial to this Lopes rotation. Last season, a 5.47 ERA in the shortened season. In 9 appearances, only gave up 42 hits, and an impressive only 7 walks she allowed, while striking out 17.
And that first pitch from Sahar in for strike number 1. And that one hit foul to the first base side. So quickly behind the count 0-2 here for Gnoss.
Gnoss feeling the pressure. She got a new pitcher on the mound here. Quickly down 0-2. You got Jaden on first base, McGrath on second. Good pitch there by Sahar. Trying to get Nas to chase.
So now a 1-2 count here for the Grizz right-hander. And that one high. She thought about swinging, but checked herself. So now a 2-2 count. Still 2 outs. Lopes looking to get that final out and get back to them having that fun, swinging that hot bat that they seem to have right now as they are up 12-5. And that one will be high again. Almost checked her swing. She checked her swing there to keep herself alive. So now a 3-2 count here. That one fouled back. So we'll do it again as the count will be a 3-2 count here. And that one, a big swing on and miss. So Sahar coming in and doing her job as she will get the last out here in the bottom of the fourth. The Grizz able to put 2 up here, but not enough to cover the damage that the Lopes did. A 12-5 game, and he'll come back and get the top half of the fifth right here on GCU TV.
We can stand together by standing far apart.
Stay 6 feet apart from other people.
Wear your mask when you go out.
Wash your hands often.
If you feel sick, stay home.
Be respectful of others.
The choices you make are critical.
By protecting yourself, it helps protect all of us.
Your actions can save lives.
What we do now will shape our future.
Stay safe.
Joel Embiid is unhappy.
Like, really unhappy.
Because the internet keeps using not-so-amazing GIFs to react to his amazing highlights. Mountain Dew presents the Joel Embiid Deserves Better Reactions gift collection.
Now I'm so happy.
Well, we mentioned earlier, Lopes fans, that this is a historic season, 8 spring sports going on in this semester, and what no better way to represent your Lopes than get the best gear to show off your Lope pride. Go to lopeshops.gcu.edu to find everything GCU, from the newest apparel to the coolest accessories. Use promo code GameDay20 today only to get 20% off for being a GCU TV viewer. You heard that right. GameDay20 will get you 20% off just for tuning into GCU TV. Log on and go ahead and get your gear today.
And other than gear, do you know what they happen to sell at the Lope Shop online, Dom?
Is it one of your all-time favorite obsessions?
That it is. That it is. It would be some GCBC coffee, and of course you can buy cases of Stampede.
Yeah, who doesn't want Stampede by the case?
I mean, a crazy person.
Absolutely.
That's the only thing I can think of. And we have a pitching change in for the Grizz. Back in the circle, we have Achenbach.
Tristan Achenbach making her appearance once again in this game.
And the Lopes will have a leadoff person in Gianna Nicoletti. That first pitch into Nicoletti will be strike number 1. We saw this happen last night with the Grizz as Brock started the game. And we had Achenbach come in to relieve her. So once again, we have Achenbach coming into relief for Brock. And that will be strike number 2 for Nicoletti. Nicoletti is 1-2 for the day with a walk. She grounded out, but got that RBI back in the second, and then got that base hit in the third, and was walked in the first. That one was high, so it'll be 1 ball and 2 strikes. Lopes looking to add on a couple of insurance runs, as there's only been 1 half inning that we have not had a single score, and that was in the bottom of the third for the Grizz. And that one will be hit to the left field side. Foul. So Nicoletti's count will remain at 1-2. So definitely been a little bit of a scoring frenzy here for the Lopes. I'm sorry, what did you call it, Dom? An offensive clinic?
Yep, they're putting on an offensive clinic, showing everyone how it's done so far this game. I mean, they've got themselves a nice 7-run cushy lead right now.
A 2-2 count here now for Nicoletti. That one hit hard, but will end up going foul down the third base side, so she'll come back and do it again, as her count will remain 2-2.
Yeah, Nicoletti walked in the first, grounded out to short, but got that RBI in the second. And then in third, got herself a single while also picking up an RBI.
She'll hit that one, and it'll go past the outstretched glove of Becker, but it will be ruled a foul ball.
Yeah, and I think that one actually came real close to hitting Becker's glove and
So let's
going
take another
foul.
look. Yeah, it was a real close stop there by Becker.
But nonetheless, count remains 2-2.
Lopes once again looking to get that leadoff runner aboard in the speedy Gianna Nicoletti as that ball gets past Jaden. So a 3-2 count here now. Have Reid and Bishop due up after Nicoletti. So looking to do some more damage for the Lopes. That one will be hit hard and still be a foul ball. So she'll come back and do it once more. See that nice hard hit ball there by Nicoletti, but just being pulled slightly foul.
Well, I'll tell you what, I'm impressed. She's staying in this in the battle, working that pitch count deep in this at-bat. Being very selective here.
Definitely in a full count here for Nicoletti. That one once again fouled back. So the Lopes working at Achenbach early here in this top part of the 5th inning. The first Lope at the plate. That one just popped up in the middle, but unable to be caught there by McGrath. And Nicoletti with her speed will make it to second standing up. A little bit of fusion and a little collision after the fact as we take another look at this.
Oh, looks like there's a little bit of hesitation there and a little miscommunication.
McGrath and Phelps look to bump into each other, but they get up and appear to be okay. But that will allow Nicoletti to use her wheels and get to second base.
Well, credit where credit is due. Nicoletti, no hesitation, seeing that ball was hitting the ground, and immediately took off for second.
Reid shows bunt, as that will come in for ball number 1. So 1-0 count here for Jaden Reid, who's 1-2 on the day. The hit back in the first. That one, a great bunt there. Will be called out at first, but will advance the speedy Gianna Nicoletti to third.
Well, the Grizz got lucky on that one. That was a well-placed bunt, and all 3 of those Grizz players collapsed on it. It looks like Achenbach almost collided there with Becker. Grizz got lucky that there wasn't a little bit more miscommunication on that one. That one could have gotten away from them.
So Lily Bishop will come to the plate for the Lopes with 1 out and a runner on third.
Lee Bishop having a nice day today. She's going 2 for 3 so far. Had herself a single back of the third, a double in the fourth.
And that first pitch from Achenbach in for ball number 1. That will be hit back by Bishop. So that'll even up her count at 1-1. Lopes looking to add a little bit more damage, keep their bats swinging hot as they wait to take on the 10th ranked Oregon Ducks. That will be in for strike number 2 to Bishop.
Lily Bishop, last season in the shortened 2020 spring season, led the team in RBIs with 20. See if she can get another one here.
And that one will get past the glove of Sellers, which will allow Nicoletti to score and Bishop to be safely on first. So just like that, the Lopes have scored in every single one of their parts of the inning, Dom. So we take another look at this hit by Bishop. And just being able to get past that outstretched glove of Sellers.
Well, put them where they're not. That's all you can do. She put that ball exactly where it should be, and that's why she's standing on first.
And that Fieffield up to the plate for the Lopes as that pitch comes in for strike number 1. So 1 for 3 with the home run and 2 RBIs. And that last at bat in the fourth, it looked to be almost another home run there for Fieffield.
Yeah, don't let the stats lie to you the fact that she's only 1 for 3. She had a really good pop out in the 4th. She's been flexing her power today. The sophomore definitely getting things done.
And that will be ball number 2, so a 2-1 count here for Fieffield, with Lily Bishop on first and 1 out for the Lopes. Now a 13-5 game after Nicoletti came around to score. That one fouled back there by Fieffield. Achenbach trying to get her team back to the plate as soon as she can. That one is in the dirt and covered up quickly by Jaden. So a full count here for Fieffield. That one will be hit and get past the glove of Becker, but quickly scooped up by McGrath. But not in time, as the Lopes still only have 1 out. As we take another look at this.
Yeah, McGrath charging on that one, but just not enough. Or I'm sorry, Becker charging on that one, but just not enough. She doesn't get to it. McGrath just a little bit too far behind, and that's going to put Fieffield on first and Bishop on second, and bring up Kaylee Dietrich.
Dietrich reached on an error back in the 4th.
She was also hit by a pitch back in the 3rd and struck out in the 1st. So 0 for 2 so far in this lineup. The only Lope hitless today.
Looking to change that here.
Absolutely.
And that one looks to be a very powerfully hit ball, but will end up going foul on the third base side. So we see Dietrich has that power.
Oh, absolutely. Kaylee Dietrich has some monster power in her. She launched that one foul.
So her count will be 1-1 with 1 out and 2 runners on in second and first for the Lopes. Fieffield standing at first and then Bishop on second. As she hits that one hard and back almost to the warning track to Phelps. So the runners will head back to their bases. And Dietrich will be out number 2 for the Lopes. But as we've seen, the Lopes can do plenty of damage with 2 outs here.
Yeah, absolutely. And she heads back to the dugout. Kaylee Dietrich had a big smile on her face, just shaking her head. Not much you can do about that one.
No, that was a great hit ball.
Yeah, good piece of hitting right up the middle. She smacked that one to the warning track. Just unfortunately, center fielder was there. Phelps just had a good read on it.
Taloa now up to bat for the Lopes. That will be in for ball number 1.
Well, with 2 outs so far, the Lopes this game are 2 for 5. They're also 8 for 18 with runners in scoring position.
And that one will be high. So it'll be 2-0. So quickly ahead in the count here is Taloa.
Taloa had herself a single back in the 2nd. Big fly out to the right fielder Toon back in the 4th.
That one will be hit hard over the head of Achenbach, and it'll be all the way up against the wall and bounce, which will allow the last run to score. And Taloa almost in the splits, standing in second. And let's take another look at that as we see that hit by Taloa hit hard, rolling up against to the wall. She gets those to first, goes into second, slides, is laying almost in the splits, and with the confusion at second, allows the other 2 runs to score. So Fieffield and Bishop both score.
Well,
so now a 15-5 game here for the Lopes.
Absolutely, the Lopes, what have I said? Continuing to put on an offensive clinic and showing us how it's done. Good base running there by Taloa, getting down McGrath. Just unfortunately, again, another one of those situations where the throw was early.
That ball popped up by Savannah Torville. So a 1-1 count there for her. But yeah, absolutely, Dom, as you were saying, a very impressive show there by Taloa, who's now standing at second. And that'll be ball number 2, so a 2-1 count here for Torville. That one dropped by Jaden, so a 3-1 count here for Torville. Jaden going to talk to her pitcher and act back. Just calm her down a little bit. It's now a 3-1 count. Reminding her, got 2 outs. Just try and finish it off here to get her team to try and come back. And if you're Torville, just wanting to get that ball into play there and get on base for the Lopes. The Lopes overall for hitting today are 17-30. And that one, she does just that as it'll go down the third baseline, getting past the glove of Becker. And Savannah Torville will have a stand-up double and an RBI, bringing Taloa in to score. So now a 16-5 game here for the Lopes. And you know what, Dom? Well, here, let's take a look at this first. As we watch this, just a well-hit ball there.
Just a good piece of hitting.
Yeah.
Kept her hips squared, her head down around that, sent it to the wall.
And goes all the way along that line. So for that stand-up double.
Savannah Torville getting it done. The stand-up double.
We'll bring Aguilar Bokosh to the plate for the Lopes.
And the Lopes, with 2 outs, are now 4 for 7. So impressive here. The Lopes getting it done with 2 outs on them.
So a 1-0 count. Grizz trying to get out of this inning, and the Lopes look to do more damage as that ball from Ackenbach is thrown up high to Aguilar. So a 2-0 count here with 2 outs. Runner in scoring position in Savannah Torville, standing on second. Swing on and miss there by Aguilar. So a 2-1 count here.
Well, if you're just joining us and you're curious how we got here, the Lopes scored 1 in the first, 3 in the second, 6 in the third, 2 in the fourth, and 4 runs in the 6th inning that we're currently in right now. Or excuse me, the 5th inning. Skipped a number there.
Numbers are hard, it's fine.
Yeah. And that'll give them 16 total runs.
That one is fouled back there by Aguilar, so a 3-2 count.
Got ahead of myself. I assumed we were an inning ahead, but
no, we still got plenty of softball left to play here.
Absolutely.
And the Lopes look excited to do so. I was like, you seem to just be having plain old fun out there.
Well, when you got a lead like this, 11-run lead, how are you not just having fun with it?
Absolutely. And that will be called strike number 3. So the Lopes put up 4 more here in the top half of the 5th inning for a 16-5 lead, and we'll come to the bottom half of the 5th right here on GCU TV.
The temperature scanning kiosk from Pacific Office Automation is an easy-to-use, attendant-free device that quickly checks a person's temperature anytime, anywhere. You can now provide peace of mind at schools and universities, grocery stores, restaurants, nursing homes, medical clinics, sporting events, offices, private gatherings, and more. Look to us to help you reduce the risk and be safe. Visit PacificOffice.com. Pacific Office Automation. Problem solved.
It's not about where you were born. It's not about your gender. Or the color of your skin. Or whether you're rich, poor, or in the middle. No matter what you play, if you have the skill and drive to succeed in school and in sports, we'll provide the opportunity.
Welcome back inside the GCU Softball Stadium for the first game that the Lopes are playing here today against the Montana Grizz. And it has been an entertaining game, to say the least, Dom. A 16-5 game so far as we see Sydney Sahar back in the circle for the Lopes.
Yeah, the Lopes, after falling to the Grizzlies last night, really came out with a lot of vengeance and on a mission here in this first game of the doubleheader today.
So we have Toon, who's 1 for 1 so far on the day. In the box for the Grizz, as that one is far outside there. Dietrich having to stretch a little bit, so it'll be ball number 1 there to Toon. She's walked her last appearance back in the 3rd. And just looking to get something going here for her team, who are down by 11. I had to count that real quick as it's a 2-0 count here to Toon.
Hey, what did we say last inning? Numbers can be hard, Cheyenne.
Numbers can be hard.
It happens.
It's midterms, you know? That's just what it is. That ball's taken high and outside for ball number 3. So 3 straight balls here from Sahar. But that will be in for strike number 1. So a 3-1 count now to Toon. And that one fouled back, so now a full count on Toon.
Cheyenne, we have a screen in front of us as well as a window, and I still flinched. I'll tell you that. I'm not sure why. Just a reflex. I saw that ball flying back.
It's a normal thing, you know. You see something flying at your face, even though you know it can't get to you.
It happened. It happened.
It happens.
I'm convinced it'll still find me.
Stranger things have happened. We now have a full count here for Toon. And she'll pop that one up. And it will be an easy catch there for Lily Bishop to record out number 1.
And you see Lily Bishop on that one. Yes, might have been a routine pop fly, but you saw how vocal she got, getting her teammates away from her, letting her know that she was the one with the ball. We've seen the Grizz on their defensive side a couple times have miscommunications where they're just not communicating like that. There's a reason why the Lopes are able to come down with those routine plays and not make as many mistakes as the Grizz have this game.
Absolutely. We saw that slight collision over in the left center side. We have Jessica McAllister being a pinch hitter here for the Grizz.
Jessica McAllister, the senior out of Albuquerque, New Mexico, pride of La Cueva High School.
And that'll be called strike 1. So an 0-1 count there for McAllister. And that'll be strike number 2. So nice work there by Sahar, getting ahead of the count. 0-2 on the pinch hitter McAllister, the right-handed senior. That one will be high for ball number 1. So 1-2 count now here to McAllister. So we mentioned 30 minutes after this game, the Lopes will take on the number 10 Oregon Ducks. And that pitch will be called ball number 2. The crowd not too happy with that one.
Yeah, you're going to hear the reaction.
That was a really good pitch there by Sahar.
That was, if you're going to miss a pitch, that's a good one to miss. That should have been a strike, in my opinion.
And the crowd felt the same way as you did, Dom. So now a 2-2 count here. That one fouled back, so McAllister's count will stay at 2-2. As we saw damage being done by the pinch hitter last night for the Grizz, came in with bases loaded, ended up getting that grand slam which took things to a 4-8 game against the Lopes. So the Grizz does have power coming off their bench as that one is fouled back to the first base side. So a 2-2 count remaining here.
The Grizz are not to be underestimated, like you said, obviously having that power coming off of the bench and the skill set to do so. But the Lopes right now, they're just clicking on all levels, firing on all cylinders. I think it's going to be really hard to come back against them.
Absolutely. And then ball will be high for, so a full count now here to McAllister. As we mentioned beforehand, that game against Oregon coming up 30 minutes after the conclusion of this one. And this is the best performance you could ask for the Lopes to go into that game, especially as Oregon has had this entire game to rest as that ball is fouled back. And they had a little extra longer as their game was ended early against the Wildcats of Weber State as they were mercy ruled 8-0. So the Ducks have had will have a longer rest than the Lopes have with their 30 minutes in between the conclusion of this one and the start of their next one. We are 17 minutes past as that ball is hit high up over to Reid, who will make it for out number 2 here. So 2 outs down for the Grizz as we will have looks to have a pinch hitter here for the Grizz.
Montana just looking for answers at this point.
Absolutely. It'll be number 77, Ashley Ward.
Montana, number 77, Ashley Ward.
The sophomore from Henderson, Nevada. Coming in to pinch hit here for the Grizz. She played in 17 of 24 games in her freshman season, getting 5 starts. That ball is outside there for ball number 1. Made 1 start as a pitcher and 4 as the designated player. And had 5 overall pitching appearances. And appeared in 9 games as a pinch hitter in her freshman season in that shortened season of 2020. Big swing on and miss there for strike number 1. So 1-1 count with 2 outs here. Nobody on for the Grizz.
Yeah, Ward almost swung out of her shoes on that one. As a hitter, you're trying to not get too crazy. But she's just really, like I said, Montana's just looking for answers at this point.
And that one, another good swing, but fouled that one back. And if you're Montana, you want to be thinking, yes, I want to help my team get some of those runs back. But there's nobody on the bases. 1 run is not going to change the entirety of this game. So right now, just focus getting on base so that your team can come in and help you do the rest.
Absolutely. It's called chipping away slowly at the lead.
And she will do that as that ball will go into the center as she will get on first with a single.
So a pitch hint single for Ward.
And that'll bring us back to the top of the order with Becker, who's 0 for 3 on the day. She did reach on an error back in the 4th.
Returning to the game, now at first base, number 5, Jackson Kluswich.
And Kluswich will come back into the game after Ward pinched hit for her. So Kluswich now standing on first for the Grizz.
Now batting, number 43, the third baseman, Kylie Becker.
And Becker looking to do some damage. One of 3 Grizz players to not have a hit today. Is that pitch from Sahar in for strike number 1. That one will be hit hard, but straight to Pearson. She'll go for the final out of that inning. And throwing it to Bishop. And that will be the end of our game as it is a 11-run deficit So the Lopes will finish that with a 16-5 victory against the Grizz. Definitely taking back that momentum against last night's loss and definitely showing that they were out for it and ready to prepare themselves for this game against Oregon, and which you can catch in 30 minutes right back here on GCU TV. I'm Cheyenne Rose alongside Dominic Hinton. We'll see you in 30 minutes for game number 2.